Hey guys, Tbull here. Today we got a look at the Nagato for you. We got Takagi on there. Haven't probably shown a Nagato video on this channel for several years, would be my guess. I think it was the first Tier 6 battleship that I had when the game first launched, oh, so many days ago. But you see there, weak armor scheme. Grease Domination Mode is going to be the name of the game. Under win conditions, this would be a 3,000 point Nagato game, so it is an effective game here, but I do want to, number one, first off, highlight this new Golden Week camo that's available here. I think this is the only new one for this year. There might be another one, I don't know, but it is pretty cool looking. There's a big statue on the front there. We'll probably be able to see it as the game goes on and the camera pans around. But these Golden Week camos are actually pretty cool camos. I will be honest. There's the Yamato, I think Hyuga. There's a handful of Japanese ships that have X these once a year around this time, So they're kind of cool cosmetic things, but that's all you really have to say about this. Now, why have I historically not liked the Nagato? Well, we just saw rather the armor scheme a moment ago. And when we're in tier 7 games with a lot of big booming guns, the armor is not adequate to really stop anything. So if you are in a higher caliber battleship gun, think anything over the German caliber guns, I believe, go ahead and just shoot this thing. Doesn't really matter what angle. And there's still going to be some pieces of the ship, like turrets, for instance, that you'll get some shatters on. But a lot of the ship you can basically destroy it on. So that's a problem. But you will see me several times in this game, and I might even mention it again. I'm kind of zooming in and watching the shots as they travel. If you watch me play a lot, you'll usually note that when I fire, I'll zoom back out immediately, so I got a better awareness of my surroundings. And if I want to see the shells, how they perform on that particular shell, I'll typically zoom in right before they hit. But in this game, I played a few games of the Nagato before this, and I'm starting to say to myself, wow, this is a lot more accurate than I remember it being. It's probably been buffed over the years. In fact, I know it has at least once or twice, but never really got my attention until now. But you'll see in this game when I am zooming in, the groupings are pretty tight on these shells, and I think the accuracy's definitely been boosted over the years. Maybe I just aimed worse back then, but I don't think so. I remember seeing a lot more scattered shots coming out of the Nagato. Now, a lot of times when you see the Nagato or Japanese battleships in particular, or even, you could say this about any battleship, but a lot of times you see players that want to always take a max range shot, no matter what they're shooting at, they have to be max range. I think the Japanese battleships tend to have pretty good range. I don't care about battleship range at all, to be honest with you. I never pay attention to it because I don't like to hang out on the low Earth orbit regions of the map. But, just because you got the range doesn't mean you have to use it all the way, right? Maybe you'll get an extra nice broadside shot that you want with a shorter range battleship. Go ahead and take that. But don't say to yourself, okay, well, now I can go back another square or two and just lob max range. It's not good, right? The battleships and every ship gets more accurate the closer you are. And in a ship where we're having potential spike damage once every 25, 30 seconds, whatever it is, you want to be able to hit those shots, right? So if you're missing shots all the time, you're too far away. All right, so that's all I really need to say about that. Spacing wise with our team, they're beginning to space out a little bit. Obviously, the deployment early was not great. We actually had 4 battleships in the 2x1 square for a moment there, but I was hoping to kind of get in between the groups here by turning off. I'm covering the lane in between A and B, and you can see we've been trying to attack ships that are crossing over from B into A. Of course, they'll have to be broadside in that instance, and we're able to get a lot of juicy crossfire shots in that position. So I always like to put battleships in between points of interest, valuable points of the map, whatever you want to call them, whenever possible. All right, but we are hanging back a little bit here. Red did manage to get B right away. Blue managed to get C right away. They're having problems with it, though. In fact, we had a York German cruiser, Tier 6, dangerous for destroyers. I believe, watching this on the map here and what's been going on, I think they have 2 destroyers versus what a moment ago was 3 ships, 1 destroyer, 1 cruiser, 1 battleship. Our team is not defending the cap very well at all. to say the least. Destroyer left. Now, I can't, it's always tough to judge people's actions across the map when you're not in their shoes. Who knows what's going on over there? So maybe the Destroyer had reason to flee. What I do agree with his play now is he's lost a lot of health, sure, but he does make the smart play and move into B, right? He's saying to himself, okay, C's under threat. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to hold that position. I might as well go ahead and flip B here. That'll be a one-to-one trade. And then he's probably saying to himself, hopefully the dudes on the west can resolve that side, come back to the middle and help defend, okay? But I'm trying to play centrally, put pressure on B, defend B. Noticing we're probably going to have to start thinking about getting shots on these destroyers in C. Now, the problem with that is, note the destroyer that was spotted there a moment ago was the Benson, and I think we see an Akatsuki here in a moment, so there is indeed 2 destroyer there. But for me to get shots off the right of the ship, which is the quickest way to do it, I have to back up, which I'm kind of trying to do. You can see in the diagram there, and on the map we're a little bit more broadside. But as this battleship that's kind of defending C becomes increasingly more under threat by the destroyers there. And when we zoom in on him, we'll actually see he's not even pointing his guns on him, which is frustrating. If you're a battleship, defend yourself. His guns are pointing south, inexplicably. I guess they're trying to spin from right to left. But anyway, every time I look over there, I'm saying to myself more and more, okay, I gotta get the guns on that position. The point I was trying to make is to do so, I have to turn my ship to the right, which is going to expose me to a lot of broadside shots from the enemy. Dangerous play to make. So I'm not inclined to do that, but we do need to, I mean, what's going on between B and C right now is the most pivotal thing in the game, right? A is a stalemate. It's been kind of a slugfest over here, but they got C, and it's looking like they're probably going to get B. And once you get 2 caps for, you know, over half the match is still, half the time in the match is still available on the clock, we don't want to be down 2 caps to 1 for over half the match. So, you know, as I'm trying to back up there, trying to gain a little bit of position, and looking for opportunities to get those destroyers. Georgia, intermittently spotted. When we do see them there, we do get a nice broadside shot there. Wicked, vicious shot there, 30,000 damage. It wasn't seen on the screen when it hit, but we did get 2 citadels and some other hits as well. So Georgia going to be feeling that one. Nelson does have his guns in position now to the north, but unfortunately he's shooting the battleship that's spotted here, not defending himself. So he's a lost cause. He'll be alive anywhere from 5 seconds to 5 minutes. It doesn't matter, but we now have to accept responsibility to start pressuring this. And you can see the move we're making here, the turn. I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible, just so we don't take a kill shot from the north, because the Nagato can definitely be blasted, especially by something like the Georgia there, which is engaged in a fight with me on and off. And get some shots on the Akatsuki there. Down goes the Nelson. Okay, so things aren't looking good. We're losing B. Oh, and by the way, the cap that we have numerical advantage of on A, not going well either. We got 3 or 4 versus 1 or 2 or 3, however you want to define that, based on your own preferences. But we do have the advantage on paper, and a lot of our ships not doing anything about it. Benson spotted here. I thought as I was shooting he was going to back up. He guns the engine, unfortunately, so we do miss a nice opportunity to either kill him or grievously wound him. But you can see we're now committed to making plays. We're getting in these forward positions, trying to kill these ships while we're probably going to try and get on B here. And this is a play that I wouldn't comfortably want to make, right? This is a low probability play in terms of surviving this, although we will do significant damage over here, as you'll see. It's kind of an exciting sequence coming up. But it's not a play you would want to generally make, right? We don't want to be moving into positions where we got battleships to the north, northwest, to the northeast, to the north. We got destroyers to the east. I don't want to move into that, but I'm looking at the score. I'm saying we're down 370 points. We're down 3 ships. They got all destroyers. We have no destroyers. Something's got to be done. And I don't like watching my teammates in this game and every other game sit there and say, I don't like to do that. I don't want to push in. That's dangerous. Well, to me, that's conceding the game, and it's really annoying to play with teammates that concede the game. So do what you got to do. Recognize, okay, we got to make a play. Try and make the play. Waiting for the destroyer to turn, because he's, of course, trying to suicide rush. We did have the back turrets available. Hip fired him there, no problem. Once again, the suicide strike doesn't work. One of the lower probability plays in the game, and one of the most common plays you'll see while playing it. Collinwood. Seen a few shots on the Collinwood here. Why didn't I review the Collinwood? Because it's brittle. It makes the Nagato seem like a superstar in terms of durability. Didn't necessarily whack him there, but we got a few good shots on the Collinwood throughout the game. All right, so now the game plays. The George is disengaged here. I'm assuming he's going to stop, back up, come out broadside again. So I got the guns pointed to the right. I want to kill the destroyer. Here he comes. We knew where he's coming. We were keeping an eye on him on the map. Hit him with the shots. Secondary is going off. Slamming on the brakes. Trying to dodge the torps. We know everything that this guy's going to try and do, right? He's going to torp on the indicator. He's going to torp as we come around. Hoping the secondaries finish him off, because if they don't, well, he's got the opportunity to let those torpedoes reload and then blast us where we won't be able to defend ourselves. Drop spot there. We're going to change direction again a little bit, just in case he had the torps loaded, and he's once again aiming on the indicator. And now we've switched the guns to the left, telling him to get back. He's in a dangerous position, a little snarkily. But yeah, in this situation, we're probably not going to win, but I guarantee you we're not going to win if it's a 1v5 versus a 2v5. So move in, do something. Try and do some damage. Torpedoes coming out here, easy to dodge. Those are kind of a blind fire. I don't believe we were spotted in that situation. Now I'm hoping to proxy spot the destroyer, get within 2 kilometers of him, hit him with the secondaries, and then kill this guy simultaneously. Getting a double strike right here would be glorious. Of course, his guns aren't pointed over here either. Poor turret management on these ships. We've seen throughout the game here, point blank torps coming. We're not going to dodge these. Can we get him with these secondary? Maybe could have actually dodged that, but the follow-up was actually pretty nice. It was a good staggered dual launch there. So once we saw what he was doing there with the torps, it was pretty much over. So pretty good game, 160,000 damage, of course. Shows the potency of the Nagato, certainly. And I think it's in a better state now than it was the last time I played it. Again, I played it a handful of times this week. And to be honest with you, I was actually pretty impressed. So I think if you're like me and you haven't played the Nagato for a while, give it another look. Anyways, we'll cut it there. That'll do it for this one, guys. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, consider subscribing. Lots of World of Warships coming all the time. Questions, comments, leave below. Love to hear from you guys, and we'll see you later. All right, peace.